I've been hearing some feedback from people who've bought John Mace's book, Causism. They're getting irritated by it, and it really fascinated me because that irritation is exactly the thing that Causism and the Mace Energy Method are designed to solve. So, John Mace's book, called Causism, or the first edition, which is called Energy Over Mind, they're kind of essentially the same book. There is an extra appendix in Causism. But this book is basically the theory that John created, that John discovered, the theory to describe the human experience of negative identities, how they're created, why they're created. Plus, he outlines the Mace Energy Method in the book. And when I read the book, I loved it. I found it a really easy read. I read it really quickly, which is really rare for me because I'm usually quite a slow reader. But I just consumed it so fast. It was like, oh my God, yes, this book. And so I'd been sharing with people on my newsletter and with people in my world saying, oh yes, I really recommend you get the book. It's a really easy read. It gives you great context. You don't have to read it before having Mace Energy Method sessions, but if you want some context, it's the thing to read. And then some people started coming back to me saying, I find this book so hard to read. It's really difficult. It's like wading through treacle. It's really frustrating me. Or John's really annoying. He's so full of himself. He's so sure of himself. He's so cocky. And he's a terrible storyteller. And all these kinds of things. And so it made me smile because all of those reactions are the very thing that Causism and the Mace Energy Method are designed to solve. That's all symptoms of negative identities. That's all symptoms of resistance and reaction. And it's just being targeted at a book, at John, sometimes at the person themselves when they say, oh my God, I must be such a terrible person because Helen found this book easy to read and I'm not finding it easy to read. There must be something wrong with me. Or as I say, there must be something wrong with John. How dare he write this kind of thing? It's far too difficult to read. He's far too full of himself for what he discovered. Now, I never met John, but from what I understand, he was actually a very humble man whose priority was getting the Mace Energy Method in the world to help more people be free of these negative identities that keep you feeling down, that keep limiting your experience, that keep causing you to react exactly like people have had reactions to this book. So it's kind of ironic that the very thing that is the solution is triggering the very thing that it's there to solve. So my invitation to you, if you've read or are trying to read Causism or Energy Over Mind, is to recognize the fact that if you're being triggered by it, that's the very thing the process is designed to solve and eliminate from your experience of life. Now, if you don't want it eliminated, that's fine. Put the book down and never come near this stuff ever again. But if you do want to be free of that, so you can actually just read a book or go on a course or run your business or be in relationship with other people without being triggered, then please consider just getting involved in the Mace Energy Method sessions themselves. So we found it during our training. There were times in the training when you're becoming a practitioner, we would get triggered by the training. There were many times during the training when our trainer would have to run the Mace Energy Method process with us as trainees to discreate or eliminate whatever in us was butting up against the training material. It's good. It's good that we get triggered because it highlights to us that there's something there to discreate and eliminate. So if you are somebody who has the awareness and the space and the capacity to see, this irritation with John, this irritation with this book is actually shining a light on a negative identity in me that is here for discreation. It's showing me exactly what I can take to the Mace Energy Method to have discreated from my experience. And if you have that level of awareness, and if the book's really challenging you, if it's really frustrating you, if it's really irritating you, I would invite you to just put the book down and get booked onto your foundation sessions. Forget the theory for now. Get these negativities cleared from your system. Then you can see if you want to go back to the book or not. Because clearing this negativity and clearing these resistances doesn't stop you having a yes or a no. All it does is shift you from that reaction into a response. And in your responsiveness, you will either read the book or you won't. You will like the book or you won't. You'll maybe not love it, but you'll still continue because you're curious enough to want to read it. Who knows? All we know is that from responsiveness, all the battle, all the tangle, all the disruption, all the dis-ease, all the suffering falls away. That was all part of the reaction. And you just have the response. Yes or no. This or that. Read the book or don't read the book. It all gets very simple. And if your mind is saying, oh, that sounds boring, if that thought's coming up, that sounds really boring to not have a triggered reaction. That is what thoughts will say to us. Know that actually in the simplicity of responsiveness, you actually just get to get into life and enjoy it instead of battling and tangling and resisting and struggling, which is such hard work and which drains your energy and brings you down. Like, which do you prefer? Really, which do you prefer? And I'm laughing because it's so obvious to me that, oh my God, this responsiveness is so amazing. This simplicity, this clarity, this just, I want to do this and therefore I'm just going to do it. And to not be lost in the tangle and the disruption and the frustration and the irritation that comes with reactions. So yeah, my vote goes for our responsiveness. My vote absolutely goes for the Mace Energy Method, clearing and discreating and eliminating all this negativity and all these resistances from our experience so that we live in our pure, clear, clean responsiveness. And so if the book is triggering you, if it's triggering that negativity and triggering that resistance in you, then amazing, because it's providing you the opportunity to bring that to the Mace Energy Method process. Get your foundation sessions booked. Just dive straight in. You know, the book's not going to clear the negativity in and of itself. You need the Mace Energy Method to do that. So if the book is not working for you, if it's just pissing you off, then get your sessions booked. Let's get the stuff discreated. Then you can see if you want to read the book or not. So I'll put the link below for the foundation sessions to book with me. Of course, there are many practitioners around the globe, but I'll put the link for my foundation sessions below in the description. I'll also put the link in to the book, Causism, which you can buy at a reduced price from me direct as a download. So if you do want to read the book and get, perhaps you're curious now, what on earth is in this book that has people reacting so strongly to it? I will put that in the description as well. And then you get to choose what you want to do. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Lots of love. Take care.